Hey guys, Rambling Man here. So, I'm curious what weather apps you guys use. I've been using mainly just whatever's built into the iPhone, which I think is probably powered by Yahoo Weather, and then AccuWeather. And I got a bunch of different phone apps because some of our hobbies are outdoor hobbies. And I swear, the thing that is so frustrating is all day it said no rain. I checked 30 minutes ago. No rain. And I walk out here, I'm like, this doesn't look good. Looks a little cloudy to me. And I open up the same app. Rain's expected to start in 30 minutes. It is so frustrating. Just kind of curious, what do you guys use for weather that you find accurate? See you on the road. Rambling Man out on the road now. It said light rain, not a thunderstorm watch. So I'm coming out and we'll see if we got to deal with some light rain. Even though I had different plans, I decided to come this way, the opposite of where I think the rain is tracking. I saw a few comments on one of my videos about wind and this bike, and I've got the wind deflectors on there now, and I took the soft lowers off. So I wanted to see what this felt like. I don't think there's as much wind here, which is where I was feeling it before, coming up from the bottom. This thing has been quite gusty on my chest, even at 40 to 50 miles an hour. But the wind gusts here have been strong. Today they're up to 15 miles to 20 miles per hour, which is the lowest we've had in a while recently. I keep trying to plan a trip, like a day trip, and projects and little things come up to get in the way. So as a reminder, maybe to myself, I put a piece of tape at the bottom front of his helmet. I saw like there's this little black piece that's, you just push it in, but mine keeps coming loose just a hair. And it's just enough where air is getting blown right in, and I want to see if I cover it up, if it changes the sound coming into this helmet. And I often remark it's hard to remember what version 1.0 felt like. So on the recordings, I'll be able to maybe compare to an older recording, see how it sounds. I think it sounds quieter already. And I think maybe that little black piece that wasn't sitting flush was the cause of some of this noise I've heard. And I have a feeling it was self-inflicted. I think I might have experimented with running my microphone cable through the front, through that little area, and I think it may have stretched it. Some of the trips I'm considering is a trip to Appomattox, coming out and back. A longer trip might be to Lexington, Virginia, at Virginia Military Institute, and kicking around whether to do that on New Market weekend. So some cadets from VMI fought in the Battle of New Market. Scene of the field of lost shoes, where the cadets and other soldiers lost their shoes. And they call out, they do a parade in honor of those cadets that died in the Civil War, and they call out each one of their names. And then one person calls out all of their names and says, "Died on the field of honor." Then they do this kind of echo taps in stereo. Now that's if they still do it. I wouldn't be surprised if that's yet another tradition deemed inflammatory, and that people who don't like VMI go to VMI and then complain about VMI, then seek to change VMI. That seems to kind of be the MO of the professional agitators, the non-stop victims. Always some problem to complain about. And that's it. So that's if they still do the parade the way they do it. It gets crowded. I think it might be graduation weekend as well. I haven't gone in many years, and it's kind of a neat event. And you know, maybe go down there, ride the motorcycle. I did ride my motorcycle to VMI one time, and I think the video is posted here, I think. But I didn't get off the bike and do any tours or anything. I went and saw, parked in front of Stonewall Jackson's grave there in Lexington. Robert E. Lee is, if I recall correctly, is buried in the vault. I guess that's on William and Lee University, you know, it's next door. Is it even still called that? I gotta tell you, I can't even keep up with all the junk. I'm not even sure it's still called, I said William and Lee, sorry. Washington and Lee University is right next door, and there's a chapel that, I think Lee was buried under that chapel, if I recall correctly, and his horse, Traveler, I thought was buried outside. I am running off fumes of memory because I've gotten a little stale on all my reading. I'm trying to get re-engaged on that. But anyhow, I'm thinking about, do I go down there during a quieter time, or do I try to coordinate with that parade? When you watch other moto channels, what sort of content do you enjoy seeing? Riding chats, safety videos, a compilation of other crashes with someone analyzing them, combo travel log, motovlog and travel log. What do you guys like? What are some of your favorite YouTube channels for motorcycling? There was a podcast I had found at one point called Indian Motorcycle Radio, and I subscribed. I ended up cutting it off. The guy I thought had a great platform, seemed to be an engaging guy, but it was like there would be one podcast every 2.5 weeks, and people were confused, at least I was. Was it sponsored by Indian? Is that what he was shooting for? It wasn't a radio station. It was called Indian Motorcycle Radio, I think. And I saw a couple of commenters say it'd be nice if it was a 24/7 radio station. Man, that would be an idea to pitch to satellite radio. A station made out for motorcycles. They would probably consider that the highway.